All right, I just finished block 15 with honors for the 279. And that's just getting 3 ace tankers in a German or Japanese tank within like 20 games. I did it basically in the Hawk 30 and the Leopard 1. I thought I was going to do more of them in the Hawk 30, but it turned out to be a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. It's not like the most competitive tier 8 light tank, and it kind of comes down a lot more to the map. In the Leopard, I was able to just, I don't know, uh, grind out experience a little bit easier, I would say. So I can spot, I can do damage, all that stuff. So yeah, it's really nice. Got it in the first battle of the day. Exact same thing happened to me with the 260. I got heavy tank 15 with honors in my first game of the day in the E5. I'll link my 260 video below. What I'm gonna do here is just go through basically the steps of unlocking the 279 with the orders I have. Just give a quick rundown of the situation on the orders for the Excalibur and the Chimera and the 279 and what you need to do to have enough orders by the time you get to the end to be able to unlock the 279 without playing artillery. I'll probably just do a quick recap on the 260 as well. Although I think that one's just a lot more straightforward because artillery obviously is like its own class. I think for me, like the whole purpose of creating this account was to be able to grind out the 260 and the 279 without ever playing artillery. You can see here just the beautiful, beautiful zero square battles ever. And so yeah, let's get into it. So I would say the crux of doing this is just like understanding what you need to do to have the orders you need to skip all the artillery missions, and starting, I guess, with the Excalibur. There are 3 artillery missions in the Excalibur. They're all in the Alliance group, and this is where the majority of the artillery missions are located for the Excalibur, the Chimera, and the 279. So you have one here. Primary condition is stunning. One here, primary condition is stunning. And one here, primary condition is stunning. So all you have to do to be able to skip these 3 from the start is do Union, Block, and Coalition 15 with honors. All right, that gives you the 3 orders you need. You can skip each of these individual missions. And then you want to also do Alliance 15 with honors, so you get that extra order. Here in Chimera, same thing. There are 3 artillery specific missions. 2 of them are in Alliance. One of them is in Union. Alliance 3, primary condition is stunning. Alliance 6, primary condition is stunning. And then Union 12, primary condition is stunning. So what you can do here is you can use your one order that you have left over from Excalibur, and you can skip Union 12, do the rest of the Union missions, do Union 15 with honors, do Block 15 with honors, do Coalition 15 with honors, go through, skip both of the artillery missions in Alliance, do the rest of Alliance missions, do Alliance 15 with honors, right? So after that, you still have I want to say you have 2 orders left over when you go into the 279 series, right? And in 279, it's very similar, except this time there are 3 Alliance missions that require arty. I actually don't know which ones they are offhand. I probably won't go try to find them. So 5, Alliance 5. I already looked at that one. Alliance 9 and Alliance 11. So there's 3 in Alliance. There's 1 in Union. I think it is Union 14. So just like with the Chimera, you just go through, you skip Union 14, you can do the rest of the Union missions, do 15 with honors, do Block 15 with honors, do Coalition 15 with honors. And then you have 3 orders left over, which you can use to just skip all of Alliance. Honestly, I think that's the way to do it. I had something really weird happen where I don't know what it was. I disconnected, or I maybe I misclicked and I'm just dumb and didn't realize, but I accidentally skipped Union 13. I accidentally used an order on this. I did not mean to. My plan was to just have that extra order, do 2 of the 3 of Union, Block, or Coalition 15 with honors, because I would only need 2 orders on top of this one that I already had to be able to skip Alliance 15. And again, because there are 3 artillery specific missions in Alliance, and because it takes 3 orders to skip Alliance 15, in my opinion, it makes the most sense to just use your 3 orders on Alliance 15 and not grind the individual missions, right? Some of these I just did, by default as I was doing like heavy tank or like TD missions for 260. I played a lot in the E5, I played a lot in the E3. So just by doing those, I sort of accidentally completed some of these Alliance missions, but I didn't ever really focus on any of them because my plan the whole time was to just skip Alliance 15. So yeah, that's really it. I mean, again, if you do it the way I did it and you maximize all of your orders from Excalibur and Chimera, you can get through to where you only need to do 2 of the 15 missions with honors, because after you skip this one Union 14, you will still have 1 extra order. You do, Block and Coalition 15 with honors, or whichever ones you prefer. That gives you 3. You can then just skip Alliance 15, right? And then you're good. The way I did it, you can actually, yeah. So the way I did it, or I ended up doing it, I guess I should say, you sort of have 1 extra order to play with. It does require that you do Union, Block, and Coalition 15 with honors, which is, a little bit extra work to get, 3 extra ace tankers. But it does allow you, if there's just one other mission somewhere that you just can't do, or you don't like it, or it's frustrating to you, or whatever, it gives you 1 extra order to skip them, or skip 1 mission. So yeah. And yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and unlock 279 here. Boom. There it is. And yeah, honestly, like, I kind of think that Wargaming needs to get rid of the arty specific missions. And by arty specific, I mean missions that have a primary condition that is to stun someone, because that's the only mechanic in the game like specific to arty, right? There's a whole bunch of these missions that are certainly easier if you do them with arty, right? Like do twice your HP and damage. That's not that hard playing arty. Do kills or do damage before you're spotted or before you take damage. That's like not that hard playing arty. Or getting like, Confederates or resetting cap. Like a lot of those missions are just easier to do in arty. But one of the things that I find a little bit irritating in this whole 279 campaign is that, right, the focus is on the nations. Every mission in any of these nation groups you can do in any kind of tank, right? You can do a spotting mission in a tank destroyer. You can do a damage blocking mission in a tank destroyer. You can do kill missions in light tanks, whatever you want to do, except for the missions where the primary condition is stunning, right? That restricts you to artillery. You cannot do it in any tank class other than artillery. And I think that's kind of a bummer. I wish that they would get rid of that and make it so like you did not have to play artillery to do those. But I guess the silver lining is that the way the orders work out, there are enough that you can just get through all of it without playing artillery. But like, if you think about the 260 missions, right, the way that these are set up, they isolate all the artillery. So you can just skip all of the arty, you skip the whole branch every single time. And that's how you do without playing artillery. I kind of feel like with the 279 series, it would be nice if you could just skip a whole nation group, right? If you were to use your orders in a sort of an apples to apples way as the 260 series, and you just skip a whole nation group, right? So you don't have any alliance tanks, you just skip the whole nation group all 3 times, right? But you can't do that because they throw around some of these other nation groups with artillery missions, and really, I guess it's only Union. It's only Union and Alliance that have already specific missions in the 279 series, and I don't know. I think it would be a lot neater to me, right? If all of the missions here were just sorted by nations, and within that nation you could just pick any tank you wanted to play to try to do the mission. But because of the stun mechanic as a primary condition, it forces you to play artillery, and that like sort of tank class force doesn't happen with any of the other missions. So I think that's kind of silly. But yeah, I guess I'll just do a quick recap with the 260. Obviously, it's a lot more straightforward, right? You just do all 4 light tank, medium, heavy tank, TD. You do the last mission with honors. You skip SPG 15. Rinse and repeat 4 times, and you get the 260. And I don't know. In my opinion, I think it's actually a lot harder to get the 260 without playing artillery than it is to get the 279, because some of the mission 15s are pretty hard, right? Like especially TD 15, 8,000 damage, 6 kills and win, and heavy tank 15, which is cause receive block 14,000, do 25% of the damage on your team and win. I think having those 2 are just epic games, right? Those are difficult. You can play the game for days on end without getting the right scenario, or without at least not messing up the right scenario when you get it. The 279, I mean, like you just need 3 ace tankers out of 20 games. Or right, like should just do the primary condition without doing with honors, get 3 first class missions in 20 games. Like I don't think that that's all that difficult, right? There's plenty of places where you can check the Ace Tanker Rex, like on Tomato GG. You can see with the Ace Tanker Rex, you can find the lower ones. You can pick a tank that you like to play, and you can just have fun playing it, and you can just have consistent good games. And it's like I don't really think it's all that hard. So, maybe some people would disagree and say that 279 is harder, but like I do think that there are some of the missions in like the first 14, they're a little bit difficult. Some of the damage blocking missions or the kill missions can just take a long time for like sort of the stars to align. But definitely like block 15, Union 15, Alliance 15, Coalition 15, of all of the missions, starting at like the Stug missions, I just kind of think that 27915, that's about as easy as it gets. You just have a few good games. That's all there is to it. So yeah, that's it. I hope this is helpful to someone. I hope this maybe takes, I don't know, maybe enables someone to get a tank without having to play artillery. Anything we can do to get one fewer artillery and the matchmaker is a win for me. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'd love to see any comments, questions, any other tips people have. And I'll see you out there.